What's going on, guys? What's up? This is James Wise Magic Review. Let's get started with today's review, which is Volume 2 of Dangerous by Daniel Madison. Now, last week I did review Volume 1, so if you haven't checked that out, I suggest clicking on my channel and watching Volume 1 of Dangerous. I have my review up already. I was going to do the Volume 1 and Volume 2 back to back, but since Vertigo by Rick Lax came out just recently, I really wanted to kind of get a kind of first look review out as quick as possible. But anyway, this is Volume 2 of Dangerous by Daniel Madison. Alright, for those of you that are interested in this or have no idea what I'm talking about, this is a DVD by Theor11.com. I'll post a link in the description below where you can view the trailer and actually purchase the DVD if you're so interested in it. Basically, this is a flourishing DVD, cardistry. Volume 1 was about card tricks. This is now a flourishing one. You learn 11 different flourishes in this DVD that Daniel Madison teaches you himself. The first flourish on the DVD is called For Sybil. Basically, it's using the classic. That is my phone going off. Sorry. It is using the classic Sybil flourish created by Chris Kenner, and has a little bit of a twist in it. Is be able to produce the 4 aces or any 4 of a kind using the Sybil. It's really cool. You don't have to do 4 cards. You can do 4, 2, or maybe you don't even want to do it. A lot of times I just do the regular Sybil, but 4 Sybil is a really cool way to produce 4 of a kind. It's really cool, and it's not too difficult. Just a little bit of practice. All right, so the next flourish on the DVD is called Sleepless. Sleepless is a cool little fast 3-packet flourish. When I first saw the demonstration for it, I thought it was completely nuts. I'm like, how do you consider that easy? Because the way Daniel does it is so fast, it looks so complicated. But really, it's actually quite easy. There's only 3 packets involved, and it's actually once he breaks it down, it's actually very simple. Sleepless is one of my favorites on the DVD. It just kind of punch line kind of fast flourish. It's really cool. And it's not too difficult as it actually looks difficult, but it's not. Alright, so the next flourish on the DVD is called Turnover. Turnover is I don't even know how to describe this. Turnover, you're able to it's just like a quick fun little flourish where you spin the cards on top of your hand. See if I can actually do it real quick. But basically what you do is you place a packet on top of your hand, catch it like this, make a fan, and like that. Except you do it really fast, so it's more like more or less something like that. Downfall. Downfall is a very difficult flourish. It's the next flourish on the DVD. It's basically the same as Turnover, where you would place the packet on top of your hand like that, but instead of just placing it in there, and then of course with the regular flourish, you actually throw the middle packet that usually goes on the top of your hand. Instead, you actually throw it into there and catch it with your hand, and then just complete the cut with the deck. It's very difficult because it's something that you really you can only do it with confidence. If you have confidence, you'll be able to do it, but there's no particular skill or a particular method to actually just do it, to land right, to catch it right, throw it right. It just does, but it takes a lot of practice because you'll be dropping cards all over the place, but it's kind of fun and kind of challenging. Ares is the next flourish on the DVD. I'm not too much of a fan of this, my personal opinion. I mean, it's not bad, it's just it doesn't have the kind of beautiful kick to it that I like in flourishing. But that's my own personal opinion. You might like it. I don't personally. I believe Daniel said that it was him. He came up with this flourish when he tried to learn the tornado cut. but he found out he was doing it wrong, but it still kind of looked kind of good, so he just kind of went with it, and he called it Aries. Like I said, not really my personal favorites, but maybe you'll like it. Lethal. A lot of people who are a fan of Daniel Madison know what Lethal is. It's probably one of his signature flourishes that he does. He's taught it on another DVD, I believe, before, and just included it with this. It's a really, really cool, but a little difficult flourish, and he said that he came up with the name because he did it for someone, and the person that he did it for was like, whoa, now that is lethal. And he's like, that's kind of a cool name, let's go with that. It's a little difficult, but a little bit to memorize, but it's really cool and pretty fun. Lethal X is the one that is next. Lethal X is a display version of the Lethal Flourish. This is probably, again, one of my favorites because it catches a lot of spectators off guard because it's just a really, really big packet, a really long packet from your chin. Just like that, it's a very, very long packet from the extension of your chin and out. It looks pretty difficult, but it's not really that difficult at all, especially if you know Lethal. They'll come easy. Like I said, it's one of my favorites, so check it out. The next one is called Guardian. Guardian Daniel says it's one of those flourishes that actually looks better the slower you do it. Kind of like Aries. This is not really one of my favorites. It's a very, very easy, just kind of packet twirl thing. It's not really my favorite. Daniel's wife, Rebecca, actually calls it butterfly because it looks like a butterfly, you know, flapping away, I guess. But like I said, it's not really my favorite, but it's very, very easy if you're so interested in it. Alright, so you know there are a lot of like card flicks, you know, be able to flick a card off the deck or whatever. The next one is called Snap D. It's Daniel's rendition of it, be able to just snap a card up in the air. It's something that it's like a small motion that creates a big motion. It's a little bit difficult. I actually have, you know, created my own card flick, and I actually found out that my own creation was very, very similar to Snap D's. It's not the same though, but it's similar. I prefer my own version only because I've been doing it for a lot longer, so I'm much more comfortable with it. But those of you that don't know any card flicks or want to learn a new card flick for whatever reason, check out Snap D. It's a little bit difficult, but with a little bit of practice you'll get it. Alright, so Mayhem. Mayhem is what Daniel Madison and what I agree with is the hardest flourish in the DVD. This is something I'm personally still working on I've been working on it for a while now. It's the high, you know, just like the first volume of Dangerous, each flourish has its own like level of difficulty. And this one was 9, and I guess it's like 9 out of 10, and it is the hardest flourish to do on the DVD. There's a lot to learn, and even if you do memorize all the moves, doing the moves is quite difficult. So this is one I wouldn't recommend to beginners, and something that was going to take a little bit of practice, a lot of practice actually. Fly is a variation on, well, more or less a variation on Mayhem. It's still very, very difficult, one of the more difficult flourishes on the DVD. It's really cool because you have a really cool display, but even after you do this display, putting the deck back together in a flourishing manner is really, really cool and fun. Stone is one that looks really, really cool. It's pretty simple. The first one was a little difficult, but it's still pretty simple. It's just like really cool card packet exchange kind of thing that ends with placing a packet on your arm, throwing it up in the air and catching it. It's really cool. Check it out. Symphony is some of the other ones, not really my favorite. It's just a kind of packet twirl kind of thing that happens. It's not one of my personal favorites. And it's a little difficult. Using the swing cut a whole bunch. It's really cool, so check it out. Cylinder is basically symphony, just a little bit of a variation of it. So just check out what symphony is and you'll be able to figure out cylinder. Bicycle is a fun, very, very easy, probably I think it's actually the easiest level on the DVD. It's basically just a packet twirl on your fingers. To actually get it this way, it's just a packet twirl, doing it over and over and over again. It's pretty simple until the deck just runs out. It's pretty cool, so check it out. Diabolique is a variation on bicycle. Basically, it does the exact same twirling motion, except you add a move in there, so that way the entire deck stays in order. It's a false bicycle, basically. Ah, yes, Twisted Rain, my personal favorite. This is, without a doubt, my favorite flourish on the DVD. It's Daniel's favorite flourish on the DVD. It's just really cool. It's kind of I guess it's kind of like a variation of Lethal with a different ending. The ending being that you spread the cards on your arm, throw it up, and catch it with one hand. It's really, really fun. I highly recommend this flourish. It's a load of fun. Check it out. Alright, so the next one is Twisted Rain 2. Basically, it's the exact same thing as Twisted Rain, except instead of spreading it on your arm, you actually put it into 3 packets, throw it up, and catch it with one hand. It's just for those people who aren't really comfortable sliding it on their arm, and just another variation of it. Sybil in the Rain is probably my second favorite in the DVD. It's basically a way to do the Sybil with the chin. That was kind of a crappy version of it, but I think you get the point. Just be able to do Sybil with an added chin extension. It's really fun. Check it out. Drop Sybil is another variation on the Sybil, where you actually throw 2 packets in the air, making the Sybil an aerial flourish. It will require a little bit of practice, but you'll be able to get it a few times. Okay, so the very, very last flourish on the DVD is called Sybil Helix. It's another variation on the Sybil. It's a little bit more difficult and longer. It's a lot to memorize. Like I said, it's a little bit difficult, but it looks cool. Now you guys might be wondering, James, you're showing us the flourishes for a couple. Why aren't you doing the flourish for all of them? Simple answer is, 1, I can't do them all. 2, I'm on a tight schedule. But I really want you guys to kind of check out the trailer for it. Like I said, I'll post a link in the description below. You'll be able to see a handful of them on the trailer. It's really just because of the camera angle right now. I can't exactly do the best flourishes, but also I can't do all of them, so I can't really supply you with all of them. And yes, I can do more than I showed you, but it's just the other ones were a little bit easier to explain than some of them. The ones that were a little bit harder to explain are the ones I actually did. Alright, like all Theory 11 DVDs, the DVD quality and DVD teaching is top of the line to theory11.com. Daniel teaches you what you need to know. It's a little bit difficult. It's kind of like Dan Dave teaching, you know. This is not something I would recommend for beginners, only because he doesn't talk through the entire flourish. He actually just does it he does the flourish in slow motion in several angles, and you're just kind of learn from there. They also do it in slow motion with like text, so it says, you know, right thumb on this packet or whatever. So it does help, though it does require a lot of rewinding, rewinding, playing. So go check it out. It's okay, but it's just a little. It could have been better. It could have been better. As well as that, Daniel does kind of talk through like a little bit of history and a little bit of tips and hints with each flourish at the end of the teaching segment. Alright, so my personal thoughts. I love the Dangerous 2-disc, the tricks and the flourishes. The flourishes are a little bit more difficult than the tricks, of course, but it's really fun. You get a lot out of this. The DVD is it's got true potential, let me just tell you that much. Daniel Madison, I love Daniel Madison's work, so go check it out. Okay, so the final thoughts I have. This DVD can be purchased on theater11.com for $29.95. If you actually are interested in buying the 2 discs, I suggest buying both Volume 1 and Volume 2 at the same time. The reason is because you can actually get a discount on it. You could save $10 because it's $49.95 if you buy both of them at the same time like I did. Like I said, both discs are $29.95, so put that, if you're gonna buy them separately, that's $60, so you're actually paying more. So if you're interested in getting both discs, buy them at the same time. Thank you so much for watching this episode of the James Wise Magic Review, and I'll see you next time.